In this Palworld video guide, I bring you what in my opinion is the best and correct way of using Yakumo in regards to passing down those passives to pals that you are indeed capturing. This is a trick I've used to massively shorten times in regards to getting those pals with those certain passives that I indeed want. How's it going, guys? My name is DPJ, and if you do enjoy the video, living a like really helps out, and if you like what you see and want to see more, be sure to subscribe. So Yakumo is an extremely unique pal for those that do not know, due to his partner skill, where if you have this pal at your side when you are capturing pals, there's a chance which sees his passives passed down to that pal you catch, or those pals you are capturing. Now there are certain few things you need to know about this. Certain passives will not work in passing down, and as far as I'm aware, those passives that are exclusive to certain pals. Passives like Lucky, Legend, Invader, which is tied to Xenolord, Siren of the Void, which is tied to Bellinor Libero, and so forth. But any passive that can naturally be developed on a pal can be passed on. Passives like Vampiric, Remarkable Craftsmanship, Heart of the Immovable King, Musclehead, Ferocious, Workslave, Artisan, etc, etc. These can all be passed down, meaning, guys, if you wanted to pass down the best working passives in regards to base working passives, this is quite an easy thing to do. Now what's also very important in this process is the actual chance you have of passing down those passives, and it's why I feel the technique I recommend to you guys today is miles better than the one most people are using. So the chances, first things first, a basic Yakumo not leveled up in regards to condensing powers into one isn't completely pointless, by the way, but you are halving your chances of passing down those passives. What you do want to do is have your certain Yakumo with those passives fully leveled up in regards to making him a 4-star by condensing a further 116 other Yakumos into it. No ifs, no buts. This needs to be done in reality to make the most out of this. Leveling the pal with pal souls is pointless here, so don't waste them as it doesn't affect the partner's skill. Also remember, guys, buy and craft Yakumo's saddle to get that partner skill to be active. Okay, so with a level 64 star Yakumo, you have a 30% chance to pass down just one of the passives he has on him. Now I don't think that 30% is directed towards a single passive either, so any of the 4 passives you have on your Yakumo has a 30% chance of dropping down to that pal that you capture. Now passing on 2 passives, your chances drop down to 9%. 3 passives, guys, and your chances drop down to under 3%. And to pass on all 4 of your passives from your Yakumo onto that pal you're capturing, you have under a 1% chance, a near impossible 0.81% chance. So it's pretty low, people, which is why I don't recommend you breeding that perfect Yakumo passives wise to do this. And what I mean by this is Yakumo can be bred by partnering multiple different parents in this game. There are more breeding calculators out there that you can use, guys, than you'll ever need, so find one. I'll link the one I use in the video description, which is updated if you need one. But yeah, there are many different ways to make a Yakumo in this game. Now the route most people take in getting a perfect Yakumo before they try pass on its passives is obviously breeding a perfect pal they already have in their possession with another pal which they know they'll get a Yakumo baby with, and they do this, guys, until they have that perfect Yakumo with all 4 passives on, which they will then take out into the open world. Use obviously needs to be out at your side, and they will go for then catch those pals and hopefully pass down those passives. That's the route most people take, but I will admit it kind of avoids the semi-point of using Yakumo for the most part, because breeding is an easy way to actually pass on passives. So if you already have the perfect pal, why breed a Yakumo when you can probably skip this, bypass a lot of time and breed the actual pal you want to try and catch. But, and I will say this is a useful method in capturing certain pals that cannot be bred through. Pals like my mug, certain legendary pals, and certain other pals. So yeah. Another way of getting a Yakumo is capturing 2 of them and breeding them until you get those passives, which can appear at random. This will take you many eggs, cakes and hours though, but you can do that. Either or guys, the point of this video and the point I'm trying to make here, the perfect Yakumo in my opinion isn't a Yakumo with 4 passives on it that you want to pass down, but having 2 different Yakumos with 2 of the 4 passives you want on each, and then just catching said pal you want with each of these Yakumos at your side until you catch that said pal with that passive on. And what I mean by this is, let me try and break it down a little further because it's probably a little confusing here. Firstly, breeding the perfect 4 passive Yakumo will be hard enough, but getting a Yakumo with 2 of the 4 passives on it is a lot easier. For instance here guys, I have a Yakumo with Work Slave and Remarkable Craftsmanship on him. Then I have another Yakumo with Artisan and Serious on him. These I got quite easily through breeding my Anubis, who I've had from more or less day 1 of Feybreak, with Bristler. I got both of these Yakumas within 15 eggs. What I then did was obviously continue breeding until I had enough to condense both of these Yakumas to a 4-star. My plan was to go catch a couple of my mugs using these Yakumas, where each had 2 passives on, which I could then breed those my mugs together and create a perfect working my mug. Again, passives and PAL plans are your own, but my demo here was working passives on PALs which I wanted to test out. Now the reason I think Yakumas bearing only 2 passives is better than 4 is down to my own testing. Because for instance, passing down 4 passives to a pal you're capturing with Yakumo at your side is only it's under 1% chance of doing so. Plus the fact that the passives are seemingly random in how and which ones actually pass down. But having a Yakumo with only 2 passives on means you have a 10% chance or just under to pass on those 2 passives alone, no random of 4. So your chances are actually better for that end goal. I used this method after trying for about 5 hours with a Yakumo with all 4 passives on and failing to a point of having enough my mugs to condense a 4-star twice over almost. Yes guys, you heard that right. I caught that many my mugs failing with my 4-star 4 passive Yakumo to a point of me having enough of these my mugs to condense 2 into 4 stars. Yeah. Absolutely craziness. I then used the method I'm bringing you guys today and I got both my mugs in under 15 minutes. 15 minutes and I had 2 my mugs of the opposite sex who had the 4 passives on between them. I then simply bred them together and got the perfect my mug within 7 eggs. So the perfect my mug with all 4 passives on that I wanted. And that's really the overall point of this video. The perfect Yakumo in my opinion in regards to passing down those passives is served up by having 2 Yakumas, each having 2 of the 4 passives that you want on that pal you're going to use Yakumo to go out and catch. So pulling out one of these Yakumas, capturing that pal until it passes down the 2 passives, then switching Yakumas guys, pulling out the second Yakumo, capturing the pal again until you get the other 2 passives on said pal, and opposite sex obviously guys, then just breed those 2 captured pals together until you get the perfect pal. It worked for me in an absolute jiffy in regards to my mug, so it's why I recommend you trying it out guys. Now the only thing that will take you a bit of time in this regard is having 2 4-star Yakumo, so you obviously have to breed these over and over until you have 116 to condense into one and another 116 Yakumas to condense into the other to making them both 4 stars. But the time you waste here guys, you will massively save having these 2 Yakumas at your side when you're going out and capturing other pals too. So yes, do what you gotta do guys, but this is how I recommend you using Yakumo. Worked for me numerous occasions. It's by far the best way in my opinion to use him. Let me know your thoughts down below. Guys, if you've enjoyed the video, leaving a like really helps out. If you like what you see and want to see more, be sure to subscribe. And hopefully guys, I will see you on that next one.